The existing National Security Advisor Mike Waltz was not fired over Signalgate, that moving him over to be UN ambassador is essentially a promotion. Listen to Vice President Vance speaking yesterday.
I like Mike. I think he's a great guy. He's got the trust of both me and the president. But we also thought that he'd make a better UN ambassador. If the president wanted to fire him over the Signal thing, which, by the way, was a total nothing burger of a story, he would have just done it.
So Waltz will now have to face a pretty tough confirmation hearing to be UN ambassador. Democrats are eager to question him in public. The top Intelligence Committee Democrat, Mark Warner, offering this prediction yesterday.
What do you think that his confirmation hearing would be like? Considering what we know about Signalgate.
I think it would be pretty brutal.
Joining me now is Jim Messina, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff for President Obama and his former campaign manager. Jim, welcome. You heard him say pretty brutal there. So you've worked at the White House. First of all, do you see this as a promotion for Mike Waltz?
No, it's not a promotion. Here's the deal in the White House. The closer you are to the president, the more power you have. And when they kick you to New York, you no longer have power. And so they're getting rid of someone they didn't think was up to the job. And it's just, just as an American, you don't want the national security advisor gone after the first 102 days. It shows dysfunction, and it's one position that you really need some continuity, because every single day there are threats to America that you need to trust your national security advisor. And the fact that they had to get rid of him this quick is not a great sign.
Yeah, although I'm just going to say, New York isn't a bad place. Just saying. But anyway, how should Senate Democrats, though, approach his confirmation hearing to be UN ambassador? What kind of questions would you want asked?
Look, I'd want to talk about Signal. I'd want to talk about how you communicate. I'd want to talk in general what the theory of the case is on the tariffs. And people might say, well, what do tariffs have to do with national security? But as you know better than anyone, their two are joined here. We are confronting real problems, and our allies are leaving us at exactly the time we need them most. And so I want Democrats to stay focused on these tariffs, which are a tax increase on the American public, and really focus on the economy. And I would use the hearing to go right at it.
Okay, let's talk about Marco Rubio. He's got 4 jobs now. He is Secretary of State, interim national security advisor, as well as the acting archivist, and then the head of USAID, which was shut down. But Rubio may be experienced. That seems like a lot for anyone, Jim. And not since Henry Kissinger in the 1970s has a Secretary of State also been the national security advisor. Rubio, he is the second to hold both posts. So what is this telling you?
Well, it's telling me that they don't really care about the archivist. I didn't know that he had that job. That's a little terrifying. But what it tells me is that they are unable to figure out exactly how to fill some of these positions internally. And just, again, from someone who worked in the White House, you want separate voices in the room on these really tough decisions. Barack Obama once famously said to me, I don't pay you to tell me when I'm right. I pay you to tell me when I'm wrong. And so you really want a national security advisor who doesn't always agree with the Secretary of State, who has different ideas and different opinions, to really make sure you're getting the best world of opinions out there. And the fact that it's all in one position, and someone who, by the way, isn't in the White House, is sitting down the street, I don't think is a great sign for just the way decision making gets done in the White House.
Let me ask you about what President Trump is doing today, threatening to take away Harvard's tax-exempt status. And he says it's, quote, what they deserve. Harvard, in response, says this is unprecedented and it will hurt student financial aid and undermine critical medical research. What, Jim, is the president's beef with Harvard? Did he apply and get rejected or something? Because it feels so personal.
No, I was asking one of his senior people about this, and they explained that this is just great politics for them. There's a belief on the right that the American education system is slanted left. It is embodied by Harvard, this liberal bastion, in their opinion. And the more they can wail away on it, the better off they are. It unites their base. It unites a whole bunch of people who think that we went too woke in the last few years, and Harvard is an emblem of that. Is it right? No. Is it legal? No. Is it morally justifiable? No. But it's great politics, and this is a president who enjoys great politics.
So the answer with all those no's, do you think that Harvard will indeed have this levied against them?
I think in the end they'll sue, and the law is pretty clear that you can't single out institutions, and in the end they'll win. The problem is it'll take millions of dollars and a long time, and they'll have they're pulled themselves in the middle of a political controversy nationwide, which is exactly where they don't want to be. But they shouldn't back up. They have to be the kind of bulwark here to say you can't bully American higher education. And Harvard's seemingly willing to be the poster child of that fight.
Yeah, so far they have done so. Let me ask you about the recent NBC News poll, which finds Democrats with a 60% disapproval rating among voters, Jim. What are the party's biggest deficits right now, and what do Democrats need to do better?
Look, we have lost the economic argument right now. This is something I feel really strongly about, Alex. There's some view in our side that, look, you can just let Trump blow himself up, shut up and be quiet, and you'll win elections because of it. And that may be true. You're seeing that in Wisconsin. You're seeing that all over the place. But it doesn't fix the Democrats' problem. It doesn't fix overall that we are no longer the trusted economic party. And when we were, during the Clinton administration, during the Obama administration, and the first Biden campaign, we won elections. So I think our job is to spend this time as the minority party, coming back to the center, working hard to build an economic agenda that makes voters believe us on this. And when we do that, we will win. And by the way, it's not just for middle of the ground independent voters. That's what our base wants too. Everyone wants a firm Democratic Party who's making people's lives better.
Jim Messina, great conversation as well. Thank you so much. Good to see you.